it going? We are making a different type of video. Not a repair video for the business or anything like that. This is a crunch time video for the Jeep Comanche. It's 2 weeks away until we go and do our, I guess we'll call it sibling video with my sister. She's got a YJ on 37s, the Comanche's on 35s, and I still have some stuff to get wrapped up. So what's on the list so far off the top of my head is I got a set of extended brake lines because we were maxing the brake lines out when we were flexing. I'm picking up a set of heavy duty steel skid plates I found on Marketplace. We're heading there right now. I'll show you those when I get there. You know, not a bad deal for motor and transfer case and transmission. It was about 250 bucks, and not a lot of people make them anymore, so I figured I'd take advantage of it. I have too much exposed underbody to not run skid plates for this trip for as hard as I plan on going. And I have to adjust the four-wheel drive shifter so that I can get it in the 4 low, because right now all it does is 4 high. So I'll record all that as I'm doing it. You know, I'm hoping later tomorrow after I get some customers done, or the day after, if I'm caught up, is when I'll do the brake lines and probably the four-wheel drive shifter while I'm painting the skid plates up. They're used. They're like an orange color, so I'm just gonna scuff them up and spray them with some black paint real quick. Nothing fancy. I'm not gonna spend a bunch of time because I plan on using them. And I'll take you guys along for the ride, see what else we see. I might add some lighting. I've got no aftermarket lighting. And get some things situated on the inside. I've got we found a little cup holder bezel I'm probably going to mount behind the seat. And get some seat belts situated because I am missing one female bumper. And I'd like to have that, especially if my kids are going to be in there. So, yeah, take you guys along for the ride. Alright, I didn't show you earlier. These are all the pieces to the skid plates. Already kind of sprayed them in black. So I'll post some pictures right now of what they originally look like, but just trying to get them cleaned up so I can get them on, use my kid's playground. And then I think for shits and giggles, I'm going to use the same green that I used on the valve cover when I put the head on. Alright, another day. We got the skid plates. Whoa, what do we got there? Skid plates are painted. Good enough. What with the green? Same green as the valve covers. Next, we are going to do the brake lines. I've got some braided metal extended lines. These max out when I flex it. So we're just gonna use a 10 mil and some vice grips because it's not bolted down. Take that off. And then down here on, I believe it's a 14. So we're gonna get after getting them swapped out, and then we'll do the back. Alright, so hopefully all this is in frame, but up here, runs down here and it splits and runs across the axle. So I'm just gonna undo the 2 fittings on the side, the fitting up here, and then I can put the extended line in between. Alright, all 3 brake lines are on. Now I just got to bleed them and mount the tabs for the front brake lines. The previous owner installed hard lines that go super far down into the wheel well. Probably going to keep them. It'll help extend my brake lines. I'll just mount the mount lower towards the control arm area than the factory location. How's it going? I think one of the last videos I shot was talking about a time crunch on the Comanche. So we were going to AOAA, Sibling, Rivalry. That trip has passed. We broke some things, but I'm pretty sure I didn't film anything after that except for the stuff that's on the trip, so I'm going to give a quick rundown. I think I left off with I had to get brake lines done. I needed 4 low. I ended up picking up a transmission and a transfer case skid plate for an XJ, which turned out to be a little different for the Comanche than I thought, but it still worked out pretty good. We ran into a ton of brake problems up until the day that we left. I think I have a messed up proportioning valve. I tried to reset the valve in there. I ended up just getting a new one for after the trip, which is probably going to go in soon. And then I think that was it from before the trip. So we got it all squared away. We ended up towing it up there with my girlfriend's 4Runner. I'll post a picture here. All these little clips from this video are going to be from after the trip, but I'm just going to kind of fill in. So we got the camp, we set up, we camped out of Sarah's 4Runner. We oh shit! The fucking Jeep boys are gonna be disappointed around here. We had my sister's YJ there on 37s, which is this whole trip was about to kind of see who can outwheel who. We kind of just moseyed around the park on Saturday and hit, I think it's Renee Hill and Barney Rubble were the 2 big ones, but we did navigate through a bunch of other trails. I'll insert clips here of Renee Hill, the Comanche. It did great. It walked right up, you know, 34s, open diffs, didn't really drag any frame, didn't really have any trouble getting up there, especially for one of the bigger first obstacles that we did. And yeah, so check it out.
Shit. It's crazy. We're so close. That's the last shelf.
Fucking open dips, baby. Let's go. Rennie's Hill. All right, a little wonky. What the heck's going on here? All right, we're out here. This is that next part of the crunch time video. Crunch time went to hell in a handbasket. Brakes stopped working on the Comanche. Put a master cylinder on it. Front calipers, found out that the rear calipers were put on upside down by the previous owner and the proportioning valve was set off to the wrong side. So we're here, AOAA. My sister's at the bottom. I just did, I believe it's called Rennie's Hill, open diffs, 35s. I don't know how hard this hill is, but I did it. Now my sister's about to give it a go in her YJ on 37s. So that was that obstacle. I did pretty good. There's a bunch of small clips, nothing from the top because I was the first one to go up. Now once I was up there, I do have some footage that I'll drop here.
Yeah, that's pretty much key, right? Like, don't back off. No. Ooh.
of my sister's YJ that she did pretty good. You know, she's stick shift, so she's still getting used to that. A lot of clutch dumps to get her up there. Some wheel hop. I definitely thought we were breaking an axle on one of the Dana 35s, whether it was in this or my sister's YJ. So after that, we went and grabbed some lunch, I believe happened right after that, and then we went over and hit up Barney Rubble where it all let loose. We had a couple problems on the trail. You know, both Jeeps walked up it pretty good, but my sister needed some winch assistance because she blew a fuel line, which I'm not sure if I have any good footage of that, but if I do, I'll put it in after this. And just as she blew the fuel line, I blew a massive hole in my radiator, which is right behind me. I'll grab it. I've kind of pillaged some parts off of this, but yeah, that's a pretty big gap there. Not supposed to be there. So luckily, I let the truck cool down and I was still able to finish off the trail because I was more than halfway done. I just kept an eye on whatever temperature I can kind of get out of it, considering it had no coolant. Just took it super easy till I got to the top, and then I got flat towed back to camp. But I have a ton of footage of my rig going up there. Like I said, I'll put both my sister's clips and mine in right now.
He framed out on this side.
Tree.
It's passenger frame you're hitting right here at the corner. You need literally like 3 inches. Ooh, look at that flexi. There you go. You're over. All right, hold on. Hold on, hold on. You're not gonna get up that right there. Hold on. He's Axel.
Right on the rock?
Yep.
This way.
He needs to come more this passenger.
More passenger. You were good where you're at.
So turn.
Back up.
Yep. Turn this way.
Like get on this rock and then turn right.
There you go. Perfect. All right, straight. Beautiful.
Look at the cooler, or the water dumping out. He gave the thumbs down. Woohoo! That makes you think a lot differently.
The best was we pulled up one time.
So after we got up to the top of the trailhead or exit, we got my sister's fuel line fixed that she blew. It just was coming off the top of the tank. We had some spare hose, bunch of clamps. That was easy. This, not so much. We were about 5 miles from camp. We were pretty deep into, I believe, the east side of AOAA. So I had Sarah's 4Runner flat tow me. I'll put clips in right around here. Well, we were just doing Barney Rubble at AOAA, and I blew a radiator the same time my sister blew a fuel line in the middle of the trail. So we got us up, figured out what was happening. I couldn't fix mine. She cut the broken piece of fuel line off. It was a rubber line, slid it up. Pretty sure she got it to stop leaking. She's heading to camp. I am currently getting flat towed by Sarah's 4Runner. Slight interruption. I'm getting pulled by the 4Runner. She's flat towing me back. We're done for the day anyway. Pretty sure we're out of time. I did complete the trail even though I blew my radiator. I just let the temp drop, finished it up because there was no way anybody was pulling me out of it. I do have an aluminum one at home, so I'll be changing the system to the old style where it has the overflow bottle with the radiator cap on it to an aluminum radiator with a radiator cap right on the radiator. I don't remember if it's open or closed systems, but that'll be happening as soon as I get home. So yeah, I'll touch base back at camp. We're back. Brake line bent, tire rod, leaking fuel line. Giving my sister the W on this one here. Of all the jokes being cracked that her Toyota was pulling my Jeep around, even though it towed it all the way up there. But she got me back to camp, so you know, I appreciate her. And once we got back, we realized we had bent a tie rod, blew the hole in the radiator, and once we got it loaded up on the car dolly to leave the next day, we stopped at Knoebels and I looked underneath and also realized that I had pulled threads on the track bar underneath in the front. It was a cheaper one. You get what you pay for. But I'll post a picture here of the fix. That won't be happening again. So yeah, all that happened. Luckily, everything I broke pretty much had at the house. I did run over the kinetic rope, which wrapped my axle. Ended up ripping a brake line, my fault, but I didn't have good brakes. But this is the tie rod. They have a natural curve to them on these, but this one's extra bent now. I had actually messed the threads up on this stud and did some questionable repairs before I went, and just ended up re-tapping the threads and putting a different nut on there. That way I had a trail spare, but I kept that one on there. Well, it got bent. Luckily I had a brand new one at the house. When I bought the Comanche, it came with a brand new radiator, so all I had to get was a new overflow bottle so I can go to, I believe it's an open system now. They came with a closed system, and that's done. I'll show you that in a sec. And well, as far as the pulled threads went, I pretty much cleaned it up, re-threaded the rod back in, and pulled like the first, I don't know, 2 threads out. I don't know how it happened. It didn't mess up the rest of them, but I threaded it back into the length that I needed, made sure everything was lined up. I welded the track bar end to the tube, then backed the nut down as tight as I could, clamped it down, welded between the tube and the nut, and then welded the nut to the end. So don't do that at home. You know, just go buy a new one, but we're saving pennies on a trail rig. to weld it up. We'll see how long it holds up. I'll be looking for a newer style. I think Iron Rock Off-Road has a pretty good set with a new bracket that comes with the same style joint that's on the bottom instead of that ball joint that's on the top. That's in the future, and I'll probably be getting a brace that runs across too. So here we are, we're home. I think we're 2 weeks post-trip. I'm finally getting around to fixing everything. I've wrapped the radiator up yesterday, and I'm doing the tie rod and track bar today. It did spring a fuel leak yesterday. Luckily, again, I had the parts on hand. It was just the rubber line at the filter, so I got new line on there, new filter, good to go. And yeah, I'll pop the hood and show you the radiator. Still cleaning up some tools from welding up that track bar, but it's painted. It's over on the makeshift drying rack, aka the kids' playground. So yeah, we have aluminum radiator in here. It now has a cap. We're going to be eliminating that overflow bottle and hoses. All that stuff is out of the loop. It's just still in here. It's coming out today. And we went with a Evil Energy, had a little kit for an overflow. It's not going to stay here. This is going to get moved over to where the other one is, but for now, just to get this thing going, and I can make sure I didn't hurt anything blowing the radiator, it's in here, which is what this little overflow hose is. But everything's back in, you know, shroud's back in, all that good jazz. Right now, I bypassed the heater core. I don't want that heat in there for the summertime. I'll be fixing this, but getting her back on the road, that's good. We'll be doing a new proportioning valve like I was saying, and getting the front end buttoned back up, and I'll have to give it a little driveway alignment since I'm replacing all these parts, just to make sure everything's good to go. Maybe I'll get it over to a shop and get a real one done, but I'm pretty sure I can handle a little tow and go alignment in the driveway. So that was the AOAA trip. You know, my sister drove all the way off the trail, so I'm gonna give her that one. But if I didn't break, I technically drove off of Barney Rubble, but I had gotten pulled back to camp. So I think I definitely broke more things from giving her the beans, but it was a good time. We're talking about going back up in September. I'm hoping to get up there before then, just because I had such a great time wheeling this thing. I had my son in here. He could have cared less what obstacle we went on as long as he got to sit in the passenger seat, which was sick. My daughter went with my girlfriend, Sarah. She had a blast, thoroughly enjoyed the air conditioning, and I'm pretty sure they watched Willy Wonka while they were hitting the trails. I also have a GoPro clip that I'll put in right here of Sarah and her 4Runner. Getting a little too comfortable in an uncomfortable situation. I think she lifted a rear tire on her 4Runner, and she's pretty top heavy, probably about 2 feet off the ground. So I'll put a picture and a little clip in right here. So thanks for watching. You know, that was the we'll call catching up since the last time I recorded something, which I'm pretty sure wasn't even posted. AOAA trip happened. I'll give the W to my sister this time, but I'm pretty sure this thing is way more capable than her YJ 37s. I believe next time the plan is a couple more skid plates, at least for the gas tank on this, trimming up some fenders and lockers for both of us. So we'll see if that happens, and keep an eye out for that video, but that's still a couple months away. Hopefully I get some other content out there for this thing sooner than later. You know, I want to get some more work done. I want to get some more upgrades in. I did get some sweet, let's see if we'll show them down here. Kind of hard to see. There we go. Some old style daylighters, some Casey's from one of the guys that we went on the trip, had them laying around. So they're gonna go up on the front bumper of this thing. It should look pretty sick. Oh, GoPro's having a hard time here. Here we go. So yeah, thanks for watching. Walker's Off-Road Customs Adventures. You know, go check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.